We started thinking of adoption years ago when I was in my car, heard a radio show from Stephen Curtis Chapman. He was just talking about the orphans and how many girls were in China and the conditions of the orphanage and what their lives were like, and I just knew that one day we needed to do that. We signed up, we got logged in China, and then started waiting, and the wait grew and grew. The line started getting longer and China started slowing down, so we switched to special needs.
The process of selecting a child is, you don't select a child, this is who your child is to be, and that's the way it was. And so it was decided, and here we are. And who knew that her condition when you hear the word spina bifida, and certainly there are various levels of severity, hers is fairly minor, and she'll have some limitations throughout the rest of her life, but she'll never know any difference. And for us to be able to have her and to provide for her, I don't really consider her a special needs baby whatsoever. You're dealing with a child and a life, and to have this file of Wesley Jane come to us, you couldn't say no.
We just decided this is our leap right here, and so we took it.
We actually made the trip to China January a year ago to get Wesley. The boys were 13, 11, and 8. It became a whole family journey, because from the commitment to do it and the enthusiasm from the boys was tremendous. And then going to even naming, how do we come up with Wesley Jane? Well, we have a house full of boys, Wesley. There we go. We compromised on that, but it was the boys who really took ownership. And the biggest impact, and I've said this to many people, you knew you were going to make a difference in a little girl's life. That was easy, and everybody would expect that you could take somebody from this situation and provide a life that they would have never known. But the biggest impact is the way the boys have responded. And this is what I've told people: to never have I known as a father the characteristics of our 3 boys until bringing home a little girl a house full of boys, bringing home a little girl to see signs and characteristics of them has been by far the greatest blessing of all. It's just to have been able to recognize things in our boys that we would have never probably known.
Life-changing for all of us. Oh, we're about to do it again. Gracie was not planned, but I was asked by a friend to help her with an organization who sponsors foster children in China. I said, sure, no big deal. She sent me a bunch of pictures for me to look through, and there's this one picture that just hit me. And she's beautiful, and I showed Richard, I said, oh my gosh, look at this little girl. It's on my computer. Is she not the cutest thing ever? Oh yeah, she's cute. I show him pictures all the time. They're all adorable.
Hey, the more the merrier. And when you see the impact of one, why not another?
Adoption is one of my favorite words in the whole vocabulary. And I think it's a great parallel to how God has adopted us into His family. We've all been adopted, and I just think that that's living out the gospel. I didn't want to live my life and look back and say, gosh, I missed it. I missed it. I missed the one thing that I knew that I was called to do, and I didn't do it.
Caring for orphans is very close to the heart of God. Together, we can make an eternal impact in the life of a precious child. His Heart for Orphans, Children's Cup, and Mission of Mercy, making a difference in an orphan's life.